Let's try to verify this following identity. So when you're trying to verify identities, pick out the more difficult of the two sides and just work with that one side the whole way through if at all possible. So to pick out which one's going to be more difficult looking, I'm going to choose the left-hand side in this case because we have this difference on the inside of our sine function. And over on the right-hand side, I've gone ahead and listed out our sum and difference formulas for sine because I figured we need at least one of these along the way. So what I'm going to do to start this out is simply replace this entire numerator with what's on the right-hand side of this formula. So the numerator can be replaced with sine of alpha times cosine of beta minus cosine of alpha times sine of beta. So basically fill that in. Now this is still all over cosine of alpha times cosine of beta. Eventually we want to end up with ours looking exactly like what's on the right-hand side. So I notice it's not one big fraction on the right-hand side, it's two separate tangents being subtracted along the way here. So that's one good indicator that I'm going to go ahead and split this apart. I'm going to take my denominator and I'm going to take one copy and put it with the first term in the numerator and a second copy and put it with the second term in the numerator. So that's going to give us sine of alpha times cosine of beta over cosine of alpha times cosine of beta minus cosine of alpha times sine of beta over cosine of alpha times cosine of beta. And I get it. That's a lot of busy work just rewriting stuff, but that's okay. All right, from here, let's work on simplifying down. So whenever you have the exact same factor in the numerator and denominator, we're going to be able to say that creates a 1. So cosine of beta over cosine of beta, that makes a 1. Cosine of alpha over cosine of alpha, that makes a 1. So what we're left with is going to be sine of alpha over cosine of alpha minus sine of beta over cosine of beta. So with that, we have sine over cosine. They're both alphas here. Based on the quotient identity, we are allowed to rewrite that as tangent. So we can say that's equivalent to tangent of alpha minus the same thing going on with our second fraction, sine of beta over cosine of beta. Again, that's tangent based on the quotient identity. This time, our angle is beta. And that's what the right-hand side looks like. So I hope this helps out. Use your formulas. The more difficult side you want to start with tends to be whenever you have a sum or difference on the inside of one of these trig functions. So start with that and then use your algebra to simplify down. Takes practice, but you'll get there. Keep going.